Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Inshallah you guys doing well. I have a lesson in 4 minutes, so I'm going to try to make this quick. And what I'm going to talk about is an aspect of consistency that people don't really consider a lot. And I'm not talking about doing, the normal definition of consistency where you do something over and over again. And that's something good, right? What I'm talking about is like us lying to ourselves. We are not realistic. For example, we want to run a marathon. So, today we run like 5K, tomorrow we run 10K. And then the day after, you're like, during the 10K when you're running, you're like, I feel tired now. I'm just going to stop. But obviously in the actual marathon, I'll just keep on going. But dude, that's not how it works. If you say no to yourself, if you give up to yourself once, you can't assume that you're gonna make it the next time. Because whatever you do now is what you'll do later. If you're late to an appointment now, you're gonna do that later. If you procrastinate on something now, you're gonna procrastinate on it later, right? The person we are in the future is dictated by the actions that we take in this very moment. So whenever I'm on a sales call, right, when I'm with a lead, this person has not reached their goals, is not in the position they want to be in because they aren't taking the actions like the person they want to become. They're taking actions like the person they are at the moment. So what loads of salespeople say, or the analogy that they give, is that for an unfit person, right, they're going to stay unfit because they're thinking like an unfit person. If they want to become fit, right, if they want to gain muscle, if they want to become more lean, what do they need to do? They need to start taking actions like a fit person, which is what? Eating healthily, going to the gym, etc. But if they're taking actions, for example, they get a personal trainer and their personal trainer is like, yo dude, let's get started. I have the whole schedule for you. Let's actually get started today. Let's go to the gym. And then the unfit person is going to be like, you know what, let me just sleep on it. I just want to mentally prepare myself. Dude, this action is the reason he is in the place he is at. If instead of saying, oh, I'm going to sleep on it, I'm going to mentally prepare myself, and then he wakes up and then he's not going to exercise, instead he needs to take action as if the person he needs to take action as the person who he wants to become. Which means, not procrastinating, not letting anything stop him, and actually taking that risk, taking that, first step forward, because without that, nothing's ever gonna happen. If you guys don't take that first step, if you don't start thinking like the person who has already made it, you're not gonna get there. And it's as simple as that, inshallah. Really think about your goals, right? Where you want to become, or where you want to get to, inshallah. And think about those two identities, where you are now and where you want to become, because these are two very different people. And are the actions you're taking now the same actions that guy who has achieved all these goals, are those the same actions that he would be taking in this moment? You really need to think about that, inshallah, because if they aren't, you're never going to get there. You're never going to reach your goals. So inshallah, hopefully this was helpful. I need to join my class now. But yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, guys, as soon as you realize this, inshallah, because a sales call is all about being a leader in your own life so you can lead someone else's. When you learn about sales and all of the things that a lead, your prospect, is thinking about, right? What's actually stopping them from making the sale? Then you can actually, use these things on yourself. And, you can actually use these things on yourself to actually help you achieve your own goals, right? Because if you can't achieve your own goals, then you can't help the prospect achieve theirs. That's not how it works. A sales call, I read this yesterday, is just a transfer of energy. Whatever you're thinking, whatever your habits are, you're going to transfer them to the other person. If you don't fully believe in something, they're not going to fully believe that you fully believe in that thing. It's obvious. So yeah. Inshallah, this video is helpful. If you want to join a free community of Muslims who are trying to improve themselves, and I'm delivering free sales training in this community, doing 2 live sessions a week, alhamdulillah, and answering all of your questions. If that would be helpful for you and you want to improve your habits and consistency, whatever, then I'm going to leave the link in the description to join that community, inshallah, and I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.